If your clothing brand is already doing six figures, but your bank account is empty, you might have already figured out that you don't have a revenue problem. But do you know that what you do have is a visibility problem around profitability inside your company? Today, in this video, we are going to fix that profitability issue. There is such a dangerous trap when I see apparel brands hit that six-figure mark inside their company. Your Shopify dashboard looks great, your revenue graph is climbing, you're fulfilling hundreds of orders, and every single launch that you have sells out. You are getting that huge dopamine hit every single time you get a notification ping. But behind the scenes, it feels like a completely different business to you. You're constantly stressed about the next production run. You're putting unexpected freight bills on your credit card, just racking up more and more debt. And worst of all, despite all of this growth, you are still not bringing home a reliable, consistent paycheck. This happens because owners are conditioned to celebrate revenue. And there are so many videos that you can find right here on the internet telling you all you need to do is get to $50,000 months, $100,000 months. But revenue is a vanity metric. You can run a $500,000 clothing brand and still be broke. A couple of years back, I was actually working with a $45 million apparel brand, helping with their product development, and even they were suffocating financially. They were still spending more than they were making. What we help them to learn is that profit is the only thing that gives your brand stability, and profits come down to your margin percentages. So if you don't know what your profit margin percentage is on every single SKU that you sell inside your clothing brand, scaling your revenue even more will actually destroy your business faster. So where do you actually find this margin percentage number? A lot of brand owners will rely on their Shopify data or will rely on their manufacturers to give them a cost, and then that's it. If your manufacturer charges you $15 to make your hoodie, you're selling it for $60, and you're thinking, this is great. I've got a $45 profit here, which is a 75% margin. But I hate to tell you, that is not your true profit. That number is a fantasy. To find your real profit margin percentage, you have to calculate out your true landed cost. This is the absolute total cost that it takes to get it from your factory or your manufacturer's floor into your warehouse and ready to sell to your customer. It includes a bunch of additional fees, including shipping, customs fees, and tariffs. So right now, I want you to pause this video and go to thebusinessofapparel.com/gift. Grab your spreadsheet right now, not later today. We're going to do this right now together. And you are going to fill it out for your best selling item to see what that margin percentage is. All of the columns are right there for you. The formulas are pre-filled. So all you have to do is fill out the information that you already know. Now, when I do this exercise with my clients and with my members who are inside the Apparel Founders Board, their jaw usually drops. Items that they thought were getting 75% margins and doing great for profitability are actually much lower than they thought they were. We often see percentages that are actually in the red zone, or items that I would recommend that they kill or drop from their line completely. That's how bad the numbers are. Now, when I audit an emerging brand's financials, I usually find that their cash is flying away in three key places. So here are the top three things that I see and how to spot them inside your own business. Margin killer number one is to scale a product that is a low margin. The fastest way to go bankrupt is to continue selling a product that is priced wrong. I had a founder named Lisa come to me recently, and she was doing $250,000 a year, $250,000 inside her brand every single year. And she thought she needed to just pump more money into ads to scale and finally start paying herself from that hefty revenue. So we sat down and calculated out her profit margin on her best-selling piece. That was it. Looking at these numbers together for just one item helped her to see that she wasn't properly calculating out her landed price. And when we finally added in all of the customs fees, all of the tariffs, the actual shipping fees that she was paying to her freight forwarder, she found that she was losing money on every single item. Every time she made a sale on that garment, even though it was her best seller, she was losing $4 from her brand. She was literally paying her customers to wear her clothes at this point. So coming out of that exercise, she immediately adjusted her pricing and started looking at profitability as her #1 indicator inside her brand. By operating on math and data instead of emotion and guessing, she turned a $5,000 monthly loss in her company into a $15,000 profit per month inside her brand. Lisa is now working toward actually paying herself and replacing her 9-to-5 salary. Check your bestsellers first. They are going to be the biggest indicator. Margin killer #2 is rising shipping costs, tariffs, and customs fees. You might be negotiating really hard with your factory or manufacturer to get that target FOB price that you want. What you don't realize is that you're being wiped out by the logistics on the back end. One of my very first clients, this happened to her. She was planning for a massive Q4, brought in a ton of new inventory, and she got her shipping invoice, which she was expecting, but then she got hit with a $15,000 customs fee invoice that she wasn't expecting. She didn't have $15,000 to pay it, and so she ended up putting a lot of it on her credit card. If you are not putting these kinds of buffers, at least 10 or 15% into your budget, your profitability is going to evaporate before you know it. Margin killer #3 is discounts and sales. Now, this is a silent killer because you think you should be doing this inside your brand, especially if sales slow down. But if you are not putting a strategy behind every single discount that you offer to your customers, you are not mapping out the actual profitability even with the discount, you're going to start losing money that you can't afford to lose, and you're actually going to start giving away the money that you could be using to pay yourself or to pay your team. When we work with our clients, we highly encourage them to do the same profitability exercise with discounted revenue coming in. That way, you know if your margins are in the red zone and if you need to offer a smaller discount to be able to run your sale. I'm not saying that you can't ever run sales or clearance for your brand, but I am saying that you need to do it with data and a strategy behind it. Now that you know these 3 top margin killers, you should also know that your goal shouldn't be to make a brand that looks great on Instagram. Your goal should be to build a company that helps to pay you, pay your team, generate predictable cash flow, and survive economic downturns. In order to do that, you have to stop asking, how much did we sell? And you have to start asking yourself, how much money did we keep? Now, once you calculate out your numbers, the next question I always get is, well, what is an actual good margin percentage? And most apparel founders have no idea. They guess. So many clothing brand owners are just looking at their competitors, see what they're charging for their clothes, and then copying them. That mistake alone quietly costs brands thousands of dollars every single month. So let's not do that. In the next video, I'm going to walk you through why trying to guess your good profit margins is one of the fastest ways to sabotage your clothing brand. I will also reveal what healthy, industry standard profit margins need to look like inside your company. So make sure you have your line planning template downloaded, and I'll see you in the next video.